Jack. Oh, you can look. You can just look at the camera this way. All right, we are live.
No, mate.
When did you start working at Auckland Badminton Association?
Years ago, mate. No, I think it started back in '97, September '97. I can't quite remember the actual date though. That's when I started here at Auckland Badminton.
What did ABA look like when you first joined? Like the facilities?
The facilities was it's not as new as it is currently. The toilets were all upstairs, whereas now they've made it both upstairs and downstairs. And the toilets were it's like in the school ones, or it's like the one in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the pro shop?
The pro shop was downstairs in the current men's toilets. That's where the pro shop used to be. That little room there just before you come up to the stairs.
Yeah. That's
where the pro shop was. It was only a room. When I came, it was run by Val Dorlin.
Did we have those stadium seats or these seats, like the sitting areas?
Yeah, the seatings are still pretty much the same.
Right.
Apart from the new ones, the extracting one down here, behind Court, they only just came in the last 2 years.
What about the courts?
The courts has always been the same, 12 courts, but all wooden.
Yeah.
And it was just last year, that's when we put it in the 12 new mats. Yeah. With the courts, I think we are the last association that I know of that actually put their mats down. Everybody else did, except for us.
Yeah.
We used to store our one in the box in the store. We only bring those mats out only for international tournaments.
What roles did you have during your time working at ABA?
When I first started, it used to be called Kiwi Sport. It's a coaching where you go into schools to teach badminton for primary, intermediate and secondary schools. That's pretty much what we call nowadays the coaching. Yeah, that was my first role.
Yeah.
Coaching, going out to schools. Unlike these new coaches that we've got, we actually go to a school a full day for coaching, and we try and get 4 or 5 days a week, not 1 hour here, 1 hour there. It was full on. And then apart from that, I think I did that for 4 years, and then I was in the process of actually leaving ABA. The challenge wasn't there anymore, and we had a coaching conference down in Taupo, and at the time the general, they used to call it ED, executive director, him and I went down to the coaching conference, carpooled, and that's when he offered me the head manager at the time. Currently now they would be called general manager.
Yeah.
So he offered me the role, and I just told him that one condition: don't want to be office minded. Because at the time the person that was doing that role, all I could see was she was always behind the desk all day, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I became the event manager, if you want to call it. Yeah, and then the role and then just evolved, got added more and more role.
Yeah. Was it because the sport got bigger as well? You had more players, I guess like maybe like 10 years back, at least.
Yeah, I think the sport got bigger, and the format changed too as well. A lot more different formats. Whereas in those old days, it was just mostly a big team event. So in the past, people will play till 11 o'clock. Unlike nowadays, they only want to finish at 9, 10 o'clock.
What is your most memorable event or tournament that you ran as the events manager?
Out of so many tournaments that I've ran, both primary, intermediate, secondary schools, inter associations, nationals, internationals, JB will be the top of my list. June Bevan.
Oh, Drew Billen.
Yeah, because I ran that back in 2014.
Yeah.
It was the biggest tournament that I've got involved in. And without the volunteers that we had at that time, I don't think we would have been able to run it. Yeah, I mean, for the individuals in that tournament, there was 168 players.
Oh.
So it was quite big. And not only that too as well, you got the teams event. And during that tournament was during the Anzac Day too as well. So we had to organise an Anzac service every year. So that was good. We got the RSA players to come in. And we organised a function too as well, down in the backcourts, all dressed up. Yeah, it was a good function.
Do you know if that's coming back, the June Bevan?
The June Bevan, from what I knew at the time, when we were asked to run it, it moves around between New Zealand and Australia. So, and Auckland didn't run it at that time for a while. So, I know you have to bid for it. But, I mean, for a new person to come and take that role, I don't think that person will be able to handle it. I mean, I was lucky when I took over. At the time, there were still committees, junior committees. Yeah, there were the likes of Sue Smith and Barry Stevens from College Rifles.
Yeah.
Sharon Brighton, Daniel Lee from Piswick, Dennis Yip from Coffin Park. Yeah, now all the committees were involved. We needed everybody on board. Yeah. It's a big tournament. I know the general manager tried to get it 2 years ago.
What did you do before working at ABA?
Before I came here, I was actually working for College Sport. Was it College Sport? No, Sport Auckland.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at Sport Auckland for 2 years. Yeah. And Sport Auckland is you go into all the sports to learn how to coach. Yeah, did all our level 1 and level 2 coaching then. And not only that too as well, I came down to badminton because vacancy came down here, and everywhere else that I could go to, my background is mostly rugby, touch, league, and that's where I want to go back to. But because it was hard to get into that field, badminton came up. It's still in the sports industry. Why not just diverge and come through a different angle? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what made you decide to get into badminton in the first place, and then still continue to be in it for so long.
Yeah, since I came down here, so when I first came here, going out to coach schools, primary schools, intermediate and secondary, and whenever there's an international tournament here, I just volunteered, and I used to be in the car park. I used to monitor people as they come up the driveway, whether you could park or not park. And then, because during that time, I mean, you could only do that for what, two hours before it starts. And then once the tournament starts, you don't have to stay down in the car park anymore. So I used to come up here into the control room where the tournament was run by all the, what do you call it at the time, the organisers. So I used to sit in the background and I got bored. The guy that was doing all the data was Ray Warbridge. I asked him what he was doing, and he actually grabbed the seat, put me next to him, and actually started teaching me how to input results. And from there, my knowledge for putting draws and competitions together was all from Ray Warbridge.
Why do you like staying in it for so long, I guess? For all these years, especially.
I'm more people person than I like interacting with people. I like the reaction that they get from good matches, the feedback that they give. Not so much the. I mean, at the time as well, the cost wasn't that much. Yeah, it's mostly the feedback that I get from this. That's what pretty much made me stay that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, I still enjoy the job too as well.
Yeah. Okay, but you answered this question already. But I was gonna ask you, what sports did you play, and did you play any badminton during your time as well?
I came. My main sport is rugby, and league and touch. Before I came here, I actually had an accident, spinal injury. I ended up in hospital 6 months. They didn't think I was going to walk again. So during my rehab, when I first came here, I didn't have any crutches. Still had a bit of a limp, but I was lucky that I could walk. I did have a hit down there.
Yeah.
I played. I would say if I didn't have the injury, I'll probably kick some top players' ass. Playing rugby wise, I've gone as far as the trials for using team.
Yeah, someone was telling me you were like the next John Lomu or something like that, or something like on that level or something.
Yeah, I mean, I played against Jono, and I got a few mates that during my time ended up in the All Blacks. Got us them blowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During your time at ABA, did you coach a squad at ABA or manage a team at Palmy?
Of all the years I've been at ABA, I've only managed to take one under 16s team. Only because Brenda, who was my boss at the time, the coach that she had was actually a player for New Zealand, and most of the time she couldn't coach, so she needed an assistant. So I was dragged into it, and from that I ended up taking the team. So it was a 16s number 2 team. I think we came third. But as in terms of Palmy, no, I've never been down to Palmy.
Oh.
And there is a reason why too. Because I've done everything else. Junior wise, it's the only thing I don't want to be involved. That's why I've always run Auckland Masters that weekend. It clashes at the same time when people live together in Palmy.
I thought you were a people's person. When you like kids.
You got the Masters to run too as well.
Alright. Any advice for people getting into badminton, like behind the scenes, or working a similar role in sports?
You got a passion. You got to, again, like I said, if you're able to interact with people, it'll probably be more worthwhile for you, because that way it'll keep you motivated. If that would make sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, unless you're willing to learn too as well.
Any other memorable moments or stories you have?
Mate, I've had a few good ones. For example, like I've had people play here longer than me or been here longer than me. I can always have a joke here now and then. Don't ask me, for example, like, and then can I book a court? I say, yeah, sure. And then just before I walk out, I'll tell them that, yep, I'll book you on court 30. And they'll walk down and then they'll come back and say, Jake, there's no court 30. Yeah, I know that. We've only got 12 courts. I like it. I'm a guy that tends to like a bit of joke here and there.
Yeah.
You know? But in terms of memorable, a lot of memories, yeah, there's so many that yeah, I could write a book.
Will you?
Hey?
Will you?
Maybe.
It would be a good read. Good read for
maybe. Yeah.
community here. What was the largest tournament you ran?
The largest?
Yeah.
It'll be the JB.
It would be the JB.
Yeah. All the others, I've been lucky to work alongside of Badminton New Zealand with the likes of Julie Carroll. Julie Carroll, there was a tournament called KLRC because it was always run here, and Julie was in the process of slowly getting me to start taking stand for running big international tournaments. She actually threw me in the deep end in one of those tournaments and got me to win it. And told me at the time too as well to get a point of difference. So I ended up getting a dance group down here during that international. Yeah.
What are your plans going forward?
My plans going forward, I'm gonna take a couple of weeks off, and then when I come back, I'm actually going back home, back to Rara. My brother's got a fishing business, so I'm just going to help him out. Currently at the moment it's 2 weeks that I'm going for, could be longer. And then on my way back already I've got a few interviews lined up. People have asked me to come and see them when I come back. Yeah, they actually want me to start straight away, but I've said no, I need that break. I need time off. I am looking seriously at going back into coaching again too as well.
Oh.
Yeah, not badminton by the way. Not badminton by the way. I don't think badminton, I've been looking at the training down there. I'm a bit old school, so I don't think these guys will be able to handle it. Yeah, I'm more of a work ethic and consistency.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you're going to stay in badminton or not.
I mean, you never know. What's that saying? I always come back in the full circle. So it's just wait and see.
Yeah.
But if I do, if my partner is still at my high school grandma, I might help out with their school team.
Yeah. If tournaments were still being run, I don't know, like different tournaments, would you come back as a, what do you call it?
As a volunteer?
Referee or something?
As a referee,
yeah.
Again, I've got to look at my schedule from there on, because I mean...
So you still pick it up?
Hey?
You still pick it up?
Oh yeah, I mean,
okay.
the only problem is, because it's a full day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's more than one day. So it's just got to work out. I mean, since I've been here, I think I had 3/4 work. My life is work and the other quarter is just my time. Whereas now there's more to life than just work.
Yeah.
So if I do come back and do referee or whatnot, yeah, well, I'll just have to wait and see for that one.
Yeah. Did you do any of the qualifications, the video qualifications?
Yeah, I've done both. I've done pretty much everything. So I can actually run the tournament and be the referee at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for smaller tournaments like the one coming up with the secondary schools, yeah, I can do that. If it's an internal tournament, I can do both. But it's just that if it's a sanctioned one, it's a criteria that you can't run both. Yeah. You can't do both. Yeah, no, I did the coaching course, did my level 1. I didn't do level 2 coaching for badminton. Did the umpiring course and did the referee course. When I did the referee course, Chin Fong out of I think 6 Auckland players or 6 Auckland volunteers is the only one that's gone that far. He's still a referee, qualified referee for Toronto Internationals. The others only just help out, like Kai, Richard Lynn, a few other names that I can't remember off the top of my head. They only just helped me out with the Inter Association. Because that's how far they want to go with their referee.
Do you have any shout outs to anybody?
The most one will be Ray Woolridge. He's done a lot for me and still does. Malcolm Rousel. They were the guys that first were the competition committee at the time. Ray Lyons, Lynn Nixie, Julie Carroll, Dorothy Callister from North Harbour. You know, there's a lot of names, eh?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I mean, other than that, again, same with Jim Fong, who's helped me a lot with a lot of the tournaments, being my referee, him and his wife.
Who has been your favourite player to watch?
To be quite honest, I've never actually really watched badminton that much. Honestly, even during international, I'm up here, I'm just running a game because I don't have any favourites. It's the same with me with my coaching and watching rugby. I'm not about who's won. As long as there's a good game, that's what I'm after. As in players, I see a lot of players, good players come through, but then as soon as you get that A team, they're gone, which is quite a bit of shame. During when Rona, Fong and them were training, Who else during the time of following them? The guys. Danny Shirley Bellingham.
Gordon is there? Someone Gordon? Nicole, is it?
Yeah, Nicole Gordon. That's when I was telling them. Nicole and them. To me, those guys trained hard compared to the current players. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a player, it would probably be Daniel Shirley. Not only because he's a good player, he's also humble too as well. He will take the time to come and see people. Unlike some other people that I know. Yeah, they won't. I mean, they don't give back to the sport. Rona and Fonga have also been the other people that I want to shout out to. Yeah.
What about Brent?
Hey?
Brent Miller.
Brent, yeah. I first knew Brent during the secondary schools tournament, the individuals. And then when Brent got involved and became an ABA coach, yeah, that's when I got to know Brent. Yeah. Before that, I used to actually call him a bit of Hollywood.
What improvements do you want to see in badminton in New Zealand in general? Just
improvements.
Yeah, like obviously, even though I feel like the sport has grown in terms of maybe the social aspect of it.
Yep.
I feel like the competitions, it's like the numbers have gone down. I think maybe also just due to COVID as well.
I think that the sport has gone from the days when what's the guy's name? Jeff Robson took over as a coach, and then as he left, he got this guy from Waikato, DJ, who took over, becoming the new coach. The level of badminton started dropping too as well, and it filtered from international right down to the grassroots. It's going to take a hell of a lot to build that up again. Then again, it's going to come down to cost, whether we're able to get really good coaches from overseas. That's how, or what I think, to start building it up again. I mean, all the years I've been here too as well, I can tell you A grade and Premier grade have gone social again. It's just, there's no competition anymore. You turn up to a junior club, it's like watching secondary schools in a C grade play. The level's kind of right down, right? It's more social.
Yeah.
What I want to see, probably some investment put back into to developing the game. Because for example, if I look at the squads, how many days do they train? 2, 3 days? Too much coaching, too much practicing, because they're not learning, they're just doing the same old stuff. I mean, you get 2 days coaching, get the old timers, players that have played top grade, have retired or not interested anymore, just get them to come back, play matches against them. Ask them why you want them to come back, so they're able to give back something to the sport. That's what I want to see. It'll be good to see anyway.
Yeah. Any last words before we wrap up this interview?
I mean, all I've got is all the best to ABA. I mean, they've given me the opportunity since I've been here, so I'm sure the new events person will do well too as well. So hopefully they'll be able to do more than what I couldn't, and hopefully they can develop the game or take the game even further.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for your time.